Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to day 3 of my solo adventure here in Lake District. If you haven't watched day 1 and day 2 yet, make sure you check them out. I've left the links in the description below. But for now, let's dive straight into today's adventure. After a good night's rest, I was all set for an early morning start to Kessik. Now, I know what you're thinking. The room looks like it's barely been used since I checked in. Well, that's because I spent most of my time exploring outside, and personally, I like to leave the room exactly as I found it. A small habit, but as someone who works in hospitality, I know it makes a difference to the staff who come in after checkout. Simple hotel etiquette that goes a long way. I grabbed a quick breakfast at Utopia, and with that, I was ready to hit the road again. Today's ride was on the Stagecoach 555, a route known for being one of the most scenic in the entire Lake District. And honestly, it didn't disappoint. The views were absolutely breathtaking: rolling green hills, high peaks covered in lush grass, endless blue skies, and lakes shimmering below. It was like a live painting unfolding right outside the window. As we got closer to Kessik, the scenery became even more dramatic. Just endless stretches of green and blue all around me. It's moments like these where I feel grateful for choosing solo travel, completely lost in nature with no distractions. Once we reached Kessik, I hopped onto the local 77A bus heading towards Portinscale, a quiet little village where I booked my next stay. After about a 90-minute journey from Windermere, I arrived at my hotel, a cozy 4-star accommodation nestled in the heart of Portinscale. As I stepped outside in the front yard, I was immediately greeted by the sight of a beautiful bird casually hanging out. It's these small, unexpected moments that add so much charm to solo trips. Since I arrived way ahead of the 4 p.m. check-in time, the kind hotel staff offered to store my luggage while the room was getting ready. I figured, why waste time? The weather was perfect and I had a peak waiting to be climbed. My first hike of the day was to Catbells, one of the most iconic peaks nearby. The road leading up had little to no mobile connectivity, but having studied the map earlier, I trusted my instincts and kept going. The route started through dense woods and soon opened up into vast green fields where sheep and cows grazed freely, all framed by towering peaks. Let's just zoom in and see if I can spot any people over there. Yep, definitely those people are climbing up over there on the top. Yep, that's definitely Catbells. So I would be heading along the same pathway to the very top. Yeah, look at that. That's what I meant. Right, so I've reached the bottom of this trail. This is the starting point, and then I'll be headed up over there. I've managed to climb halfway through. Still need to go up over there. I had to change my path. I spoke to a local resident who said the usual route to climb up through would be this way and then get down the other way. But this is absolutely amazing. Right, I'm not going to talk anymore because I'm running out of breath. So that's where we were earlier when I took the shot from below.
That's the road which is passing through the peaks. So I just came across this sign which does tell you to stick to the footpath. The reason being the erosion of soil that happens over the period of time people walk through a trail, and then you start seeing loose gravel everywhere. There are people who have tried climbing up the peak through this trail just to make it easier to get up there, or simply faster, I can say. I don't think so it is easy up there from here, but I'll stick to this route. I think I've managed to reach the very top of the peak. Yeah, almost there. But I don't want to risk it going any further up beyond this point, as there's no footpath, it's just loose gravel now, and I don't feel like I should be risking it. So I think I'm happy with where I've made right now. And look at the view. Absolutely stunning beauty. I think I'm running out of words to describe the beauty of this place. So yeah, I'll just leave it to describing it as beautiful as it can get. I think last year, back in 2024, I think it was April, I had made it to Scotland, Scotland's Arthur Hill, or Arthur's Seat. Yeah, I think it was Arthur's Seat. It was a similar hike up, and that hike I had made it with my friend Deep. We had some fun back then, and I would say this is even more surreal. I don't know if you can see those peaks over there. I guess in the month of October, November, I think December's, there would be some snowfall over there, or maybe there should be some snow up on those peaks.
On my way down, I was greeted by this energetic little dog running around full of life, adding some joy to my descent.
Okay, so the duration spent in the hike is almost around 1 hour 14 minutes. Just finished my climb and I've come down now. I think I'll have some rest over here, have some tea, coffee, and probably proceed ahead again to my hotel to check in.
Further down the path, I caught one final glimpse of the peaks through the trees, with a stream flowing gently in the background. Just picture perfect.
This place has a lot of signs everywhere, which do mention red squirrels in the area. I haven't managed to spot any squirrel yet, but let's see. And yes, the location that I am staying is Portinscale. I think that's how it's pronounced, but yeah.
Before reaching back to the village, I passed Derwentwater Marina, one of the spots I had planned to visit later after some rest. Arriving back in Portinscale, I spotted Charlotte Tea Room, the only restaurant in the village operating for limited hours. After burning all those calories, I couldn't resist. I just went for a classic pepperoni pizza paired with a locally brewed ale, the perfect reward for morning hike. And that wraps up part 1 of today's adventure. But the day was far from over. Coming up in part 2, a lakeside marina, a little food indulgence, and sunset worth chasing. If you are enjoying this solo journey so far, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in part 2 of day 3 adventure.